I was like, Jaideep, आपके लिए film बहुत ही, it's been very unusual. And like we were talking about a little earlier, your look in this is very authentic, okay? And I believe that आपको 2 घंटे का prosthetic शुजॉय ने करवाया. And I just want to know, एक actor की शिद्दत होती है for sitting 2 hours before shoot every single day to put on that makeup. How difficult is it?
And
to
like,
do something like this.
Look at his
it's one thing to
crowning
do
glory.
For once,
मतलब उसको रोज छुपाना.
it's one thing to do lot of makeup to look pretty.
yeah, it's a lot of
And
makeup to
another
look
thing,
unpretty.
another thing to sit in front of the mirror for 2 hours and look like that.
Basically, you said that he's looking ugly in the movie.
No, but it is very unusual. So,
That basically that you are looking ugly in the movie. He's saying that.
I didn't say that. I love Jaideep.
so what is the story behind this look? I'm going to put this question to Jaideep and Shujoy. It's a very unique look. You've taken a man with a full head of hair and given him like a stressed out look. So, what was it behind the look of this character? I was very intrigued when I saw it, honestly.
It was in the book.
It was already sketched out.
In the book.
The look.
In the book, yeah.
And you followed it to the T.
Yeah. And he agreed. He agreed.
I would have done it.
He didn't even blink an eyelid.
Dada told me it's a love story. Beauty was वाला beast वाला मामला है. मैंने कैसे बनाओगे? मैंने like मेरे पास एक look है. And I know he was very scared कि ये बताऊंगा और ये मना करने वाला है. But it
बाद में
was
बताया.
amazing. Just looking those pictures, मैंने कहा ये करने में मजा आएगा. And then there is a beauty. ये possible नहीं कि उसके प्यार में ना पड़ा जाए.
Of course.
तो वो बहुत आसान पार्ट था. 20 दिनों ने बना दिया था.
That's amazing. Vijay, odd to you, every time I see your name in the cast of a film, I'm waiting to be surprised. I'm like, I don't know which version of Vijay Verma we're going to see. So what are the surprises that the audience can expect? I'm not asking you to give the suspense away, but what is it that we can look forward to Vijay Verma doing in Jaane Jaan in this?
I think it's really a completely new take on what I've done in the past. I've completely stayed away from what I had created before. It's a very new version of me, and on screen. And actually, you've seen the trailer, so there are glimpses of some action shoot. There's glimpses of certain kind of a presence which I didn't have before. So that is new, and I also feel like the dynamics between the three of us is something that people have never seen before. So that's very new and fresh. I have a very long and loving relationship and friendship with Jaideep. We go back a long way.
FTI days?
Yeah, we went to the same class at the film school.
You were on the same batch?
Yeah. So so as soon as I knew Jaideep is in the film and there's Kareena in it, I was like, I'm sold. I'll get to hang out with my friend, my old pal, and I get to hang out with this incredible gentleman, Sujoy Ghosh, who's very thoroughly entertaining. I call him Bengali British.
Perfect.
And we got to work with the goddess
Herself. Who's going to say no to that? But just a little bit more about the fact that these two are classmates from FTII. Do you guys prep together? Is there a sense of rivalry, competition, especially that we have we have a unique situation कि आप दोनों को एक ही फिल्म में हम देख रहे हैं. Did you prep together for this film?
जैसे मुझे भी पता चला था कि विजय वो कर रहा है, मेरे लिए बहुत आसान हो गया था क्योंकि मुझे अब उस पार्ट को तैयार करने की, उस रिलेशनशिप को तैयार करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जेन्युइनली जरूरत नहीं है, because it's been like 15-17 years we know each other. क्लास में रोज एक दूसरे से काम करके साथ में काम किया है, फिल्में देखी हैं, टीचर्स की गालियाँ खाई हैं, तो वो सब हम उस प्रोसेस से साथ में निकले हैं. सो द मोमेंट यू नो कि आपका कोई एक्टर ये है जिसको आप कुछ भी बोलोगे, कुछ भी बात करोगे, किसी तरह से भी डिजाइन करोगे, इट्स लाइक इम्प्रोवाइजेशन का एक रूल होता है, यू कांट से नो टू इट बेसिकली. तो उस पार्ट को बिल्कुल भी तैयार करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. द मोमेंट आई सी विजय, आई नो कि हाँ ये हो जाएगा.
So basically you guys are going to be the new age Jay and Veeru. Any director who casts you has half the work done.
जय और विजय तो है ही नाम में.
हाँ, वीरू करने की जरूरत नहीं, जय विजय भी हो सकता है.
Perfect. There you have it. Perfect, perfect. So Joy, I'm going to ask you a question I've been dying to ask you. Okay, we know that where you shoot the film becomes a really important character in all the films that you do. We saw what you did with Calcutta when you did Kahani. And now you've shot it in beautiful Kalimpong. The film has, an amazing moody setting. So what was it about Kalimpong that helped you, take the story forward? It's very important to know that. Why did you choose that?
See, when you read the book, it's kind of set in a small hamlet of Tokyo. So I needed that. I needed a small place which is very academic, where there's this man teaching maths to a high school, and where a mother is trying to, restart her life. So it all fell into place in Kalimpong, where you could create a world like that, and in comes another man looking for another man. So too many men, one woman. And Kalimpong gives me that mystery, that little hilly, the fog. And I think that's very important to have in the kind of thriller that we are trying to set in Jaane Jaan. And I knew that terrain. I know that terrain very well. It's hometown. So it also...
So you loved it. And you shot the entire film from start to finish in one location.
Yes.
That brings me to another question. Akshay, maybe I should ask you the question. Sometimes you just know when a film is, sprinkled with fairy dust. You know that magic is happening on the set and everything is going to be aligned just so, and it's going to be a wonderful film. At what point, I'm going to be a little forward and say, at what point did you know that you had magic happening on the sets? I know for a fact because it's a wonderful film.
I think on day one only when we started, and the thing with Sujoy is that once the film starts, there's no worry left for the producer. It's all his problem then. He takes it forward completely.
Okay.
So on day one, I think we knew that this is going to go the way it is planned. And Sujoy knows Kalimpong. We were going for the recce to Kalimpong actually, and he had said we'll go for 7 days. And the recce got over in like 6 hours. Because everything was planned in his head. I'm going to shoot this here, I'm going to shoot this there, I'm going to shoot here.
Amazing.
And it was all planned actually before the recce.
Okay, so dream team vibes.
Yeah, completely.
Okay. Okay, Kareena, I want to ask you a question which I'm sure everyone's going to jump and ask you. Okay, you are the queen of spontaneity. Okay, everyone's seen you. You bring your first foot forward is that of being a spontaneous actor. Whereas you're working now with these two actors who are, FTII, they know each other, they work, all of that. How did the chemistry, how did it work out between you? Who intimidated who is what I want to know.
They intimidated me because they were so prepared that I was like, and anyway, I had gone with the thought. Saif had already told me, he's like, listen, this is not कि तुम band से makeup लगा के set पे जाके dialogue बोलोगे. He's like, please stop this attitude because you are working with Jaideep Alawat and Vijay Verma. Be prepared. They are going to be improvising and doing everything. And I was like,
No stress, no
So he
pressure.
was like, you better be on your toes because, ये नहीं है कि it's like a picnic. So he had warned me. So I was like, anyway, I have to be a little more like, जैसे कि student when you go to the class, you have to constantly like be alert. He's like, stop being that backbencher and now आगे थोड़ा कुछ करो. I said, yeah, I have to. So I was like constantly watching them that it was, because I know that like Jaideep is always so like prepared and, composed. Obviously that was his character. Vijay, I've realized, is a bit like me in the sense he's laughing and everything on the set and whatever, but his every take is different from the other. But it's also very thought of. I can tell that he's like thought of everything that the way he's going to say it, what's going to happen. So I think just being in that environment, I was also on my toes and I'm so happy that I was because I think an actor should constantly be threatened by other actors on set.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's just going to be, So it's nice to have that slight alertness around, like, okay, whatever, what's happening, I should also be prepared. Is he going to, like, give me a look? Is he going to be, what's going to happen slightly different? So I think the whole process was, but we all three were really prepared, I think. मेरे बारे में भी कुछ अच्छा बोलो, सब आपके बारे में अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. हाँ.
It was lovely interpreting.
FT आया है and all, तो then I am like मेरे बारे में भी बोलो
वो
यार.
FT आया है ना फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की, वो
आप
है.
कितनी तैयारी करके आ जाओ सेट पे, जब आप करीना कपूर के सामने खड़े होते हो, जब आपको उनकी आंखों में देख के लाइन बोलनी पड़ती है ना, तो कैमरा भी हिलता है, आके तो आदमी छोड़ दो आप, तो बड़े बड़े लोगों को हिलते देखा है मैंने.
So I'm just very happy that I was with them.
I want to thank Saif Ali Khan.
यार,
Because
he तो
अगर वो
scared
नहीं
me.
होते तो इनको पता भी नहीं होता ये कौन है ये लड़के ने.
थैंक्स
Watching
सर.
everything.
I can imagine this conversation in a
Yeah.
room.
So I was like terrified. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen?